Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Blazekiller, and today we are back with another video. In today's video, I want to explore all of the hidden Easter eggs in the new 2024 candy bars that have been recently introduced into this game in the Halloween update for this year. Now, every Halloween update, Defaultio releases candy bars, or specifically candy bags that contained candy bars, and we have here in this Halloween update 12 to go through. Now, Defaultio does more than simply add just candy bars for the sake of adding candy bars. They are takes on real life candy bar equivalents. So I take this. Power Punch is the equivalent of like a Sour Punch in real life. And I'm not sure how many of these bars you actually are familiar with. I learned a lot of new bars. I'm not sure how many of these are found throughout the world, but in any case, we're going to be exploring these. I'm going to be posting enlarged photos of each and every one of these bars, as well as their equivalent, the real life equivalent on the screen as well, so you can kind of see where Defaultio is coming from. But more than that, Defaultio likes to hide Easter eggs within the wrappers of these candy bars, or on the wrappers of these candy bars. Now, these can be, Easter eggs that can lead us to believe that what Defaultio is going to be doing with this game in the future. They could just be jokes or just funny things in general. But we're going to explore each and every one of these candy bars and all of their oddities, all of their interesting features and Easter eggs. So let's just jump straight into this one. Hopefully this won't take too long. We'll move relatively quickly through each one of these. So the first one is Wobbleheads. Now this is a take on the real life Warheads, and we can see there's going to be some Wobbleheads on the front and back of this candy bar. Now there's actually no other text to my knowledge besides just the Wobblehead title on this, so there's not really much to learn from this specific candy bar. Now, jumping into the second candy bar, we have Hoover's Walnuts, which is a take on the real-life Hershey's milk chocolate with whole almonds. So we kind of have walnuts instead of almonds, and we have a picture of a walnut tree right next to that title. Now, what's interesting about this is that on the back of this bar, I'll post an enlarged picture of this. There's supposedly some text that reads, "Boat update coming soon." And if you saw on the thumbnail, that maybe drew you to this video in the first place. Now, I personally can't identify where in the nutrition facts or where in the back of this bar it says that. I don't know if you guys can direct me to that if you see it. It's a bit blurry, of course, but supposedly many people actually have identified that phrase in really small letters. So I'm not sure if that's actually there or if that's kind of a hoax, but if it is there, if there's a boat update coming soon and Defaultio is giving it to us in these tiny little letters and one of these tiny candy bars and this update, then wow, that's one way to hint at a future update. Or Defaultio could again just be trolling us with the whole boat update once again. I don't know, leave in the comments what you think specifically about that one. This next bar is going to be just our special candy bar. This one, if you eat it, it'll give you some particle effects, and it's very, very rare. Moving to this next candy bar, we have Power Punch. Now, this one is a take on the real-life Sour Punch straws. Sorry, the full name is Power Punch Saws. There's a really small text there that says saws. And we have on each side of the title here, 3 chop saws. And if we look at the side of this candy bar, it says, "Embrace your saw," but in parentheses, "Do not actually do this, you will die." So that's kind of funny. So that's a little Easter egg in that candy bar. This next one here we have is Pricey Toll, which is a take on the real life Tootsie Roll bar. And actually what's really interesting is a really vague, wow, where did that go? Whoa, what is happening here? There's a really faint, that's the word I was looking for, bridge in the back. Behind the title, behind Pricey Toll, there's a bridge. It's very difficult to make out. I'll post obviously an enlarged picture. You probably spotted it already with that enlarged picture, but it's kind of hard to see if you're looking at the candy bar in game. On the side it says "How many tolls to the safari biome," which is kind of like a play on how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop or a Tootsie Roll. I think it's a Tootsie Pop. I don't know, but that's super interesting and really a nice little gesture to Saranoc in the bridge. And of course the real life equivalent of this bar. Next we have Book. Now this one was actually new to me, at least the real life equivalent of this was, this is a take on the real life candy bar Annabelle's Look bar. Now you can see a few things on the front of this. One, it's a Hoover's bar, and we can see that it says Wet Pages, which is pretty interesting. And because it says Book, on the side here, there's actually going to be listed all of the books that have been introduced into the game, which is super interesting. And then on the side of this bar, it's going to say, if we can read it right here, I could not find a slogan for this candy bar. So that's pretty interesting. I'm not sure if that's a real thing or if that's supposed to be a joke of some kind, but super interesting nonetheless. Okay, jumping into this next one, we have saw breakers. As I was mentioning, I don't think I actually mentioned this earlier, but saw breakers is the equivalent of jawbreaker. And I'll post a picture, of course, of that on the screen. The jawbreaker is not really a candy bar, though, in real life, which is kind of interesting. There are some of these where the real life equivalent is not actually a candy bar, and as we have more and more candy bars that default to adds to this game, I figure that it's going to be a recurring theme where the real life equivalent might not be an actual candy bar, but just might be candy in general, since you can only go through so many candy bars and make puns out of them. But moving back to this, we can see here that the saw breaker it's kind of funny here. We have a picture of default here of Josh, which is his real name, and he has his thumbs up here next to this image of a broken saw, which is kind of funny. And if we turn this on its side here, we can see, what does this one say? Yeah, saw is broken with 100% lag, which is just really, really interesting and really funny. And then we have a picture of a koa tree, and it says Tropics Edition. Of course, the koa tree is located in the tropics biome, which is over there. My cursor is over the ferry. Other than that, I believe that's everything that can be learned from that bar. Moving on, we have load savers. Now this is a take on the real life savers, which again are not a bar, but rather a candy. But in any case, to the left of this, we have a picture of a cherry tree that says 5 woods underneath. And then to the right of this, we have a zombie tree that says real trees. And if we turn this on its side here, we can see an image of a reload slot given the name, load savers, right? We're loading a slot. And then this says press reload to save your axes. And I believe it's hard to make out the size of that plot, but it looks as if it's very massive. In any case, I think this is 21. It isn't the max 20, so maybe that's a little joke there. Okay, moving on, we have Whittles. Whittles is Skittles, which shouldn't be too difficult to make that connection. We have a whole bunch of little, I'm not even sure, just little circles of some sort that have W's on them. And I think they're, whoa. Actually, I think they are cubes. I think they are 1 by 1 by 1s, like tiny floors. Yeah, I think they're tiny floors that have W's on them. In any case, on the side it says taste the grain bow, which is interesting. Kind of like wood grains. Like all of these little things are wood grains that you see here. So instead of taste the rainbow, it's taste the grain bow. Super funny there. We have some nutrition facts, or rather ingredients. And then we have a little text here that says hand whittled from organic small floors. So maybe those were actually small floors that were depicted there, but these are small floors, which I guess more of the size of a real life Skittle, so that would make sense. And whittle means to cut into wood. I kind of looked that up because I was like, what does that mean? It means to cut or to carve into wood, which is obviously very relevant for this game. Okay, moving on, we have Jolly Chopper, which is a take on the real life candy bar, or not really candy bar, but Jolly Rancher sticks. And we can't really learn too much from this. There's not a whole bunch listed here, but on the side it says hardwood. Now hardwood is a type of wood that comes from a specific types of trees. I looked this up. I'm not actually a nerd, don't worry guys. In any case, they come from oak trees and amongst other trees. So we have oak trees in the game, which is kind of cool. But hardwood, I'm not sure if the joke ends there, or if this is an indication that there's going to be some new wood in this game, or some new wood that's going to be really hard to cut. I'm not sure if that can be taken. Let me know in the comments if you think that hardwood can be taken further than the obvious real life definition, which I just gave you. So moving to our second to last, I believe. Yeah, second to last, we have Tow Your Own, which is based off the real life candy bar Toblerone. And underneath it says Tow Your Own of Lumberland. And on the real life equivalent, as you can see, it says Toblerone of Switzerland, where this bar is originated. And on the side of the bar, it's going to say box cars, what does it say? Box car trailers with welds included. And welds are essentially just like different metal pieces fused together. I also looked that one up. But yeah, so interesting puns that Defaultio is making here. Nothing else, to my knowledge, can be learned from that bar. And then finally, our last one here is going to be Mini Burger Cola. Mini Burger Cola. I'll try not to jump on this and glitch it out. You're wondering, what is this bar? It's vertically oriented, and what is the real life equivalent? Well, actually on the top here, it says E Woody, and there is a candy brand, branded gummies that are E Fruity, like E Fruity. This says E Woody instead. So it's a bit of a jump for this last one in terms of making it a real life equivalent. But in any case, this is a take on that candy brand. So without further ado, I think that covers all of the 2024 Halloween candy bars that were introduced. And so we can see some interesting Easter eggs here, especially if this does say like about updates coming soon, especially if this hardwood thing can be taken to mean that, hey, there might be a new wood added relatively soon that's going to be harder than other woods. I'm not sure, maybe that's a jump. But other than that, given what we discussed today, given these Easter eggs, let me know what you think about them, and if you enjoyed this year's candy bars more generally. And I think that's it for the video. Let me just finish off by eating this super rare candy bar. In my next video, I'll be discussing some just hidden Easter eggs of candy bars in general, and like different fun facts that you probably didn't know about candy bars. So stay tuned for that video. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, turn on the bell for me so that you'll be notified whenever I do upload a new video, and share this video with your friends. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.